Hey guys, how's it going? Do let me know if you can hear my voice coming through and stuff. Just finishing up the last couple of things. Here we go. Let's just see. Okay, so should be coming through for you now. I've swapped over rigs tonight. Now we're back on with the Celestron Edge HD 11 at f10 native. We've got a ZWO camera on tonight, so that is an ASI 2600 MC Pro. I haven't had the chance to set up off-axis guiding again, so we are going to have to use quite short exposures, but what I fancied doing on this night, given how short it's going to be and how bright the skies are for me at this time of year with no astronomical darkness, I thought we'd have to have some planetary nebula perhaps and do a bit of live stacking, that kind of thing, if you find it interesting. Get caught up. So Duck, how's it going? Donkey, Astro World Telescopes, how's it going, mate? Really good to see you in a stream. Ramiro, oh Duck, thank you for letting me know, mate. You can hear me, perfect. This one, how's it going, mate? Alexander, Lubo, wow. Is it as dark as it will get tonight? I think so, Lubo. Yeah, we're at about it now, but yeah. Can't listen yet, watching the last episode of Discovery. Excellent, mate. What filter do you have in, Chloe? A dual narrowband filter. It's the player one version. Didn't think you were bothering. Yeah, I almost didn't, Mick. There is some clouds hanging about. I open, I thought, oh, I don't want to go live, and then, you know, have to immediately shut things down due to bad cloud, but here we are. I thought we'd have a go, you know what I mean? Ben, Kevin, awesome. Redbeard Joe, ahoy from cloudy southern Arizona. Hello there, mate. Old Scoot, this one, what's going on, mate? What the hell? Oh my goodness. Am I seeing triple or something? That is actually $199 you've just donated, mate. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for that, mate. That is incredibly kind of you. I don't even know what to do now. You've just broken me again. Holy hell. That's unbelievable. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a bit blasted. Holy moly. Right. Yeah, Brain Fees is actually going on. This one cam needs renaming. Pete's cam to this one cam. Yeah, crikey. So the plan was some planetary nebula live stacking, if you guys are okay with that. I think that'll be some fun. Jeez, dude, that is insane. Thank you so much, this one, for that donation. That is really, really, really appreciated and so kind of you, mate. For the triple rasses. Luvo. Looks like daytime in Pete's camp. It does look like daytime, mate, yeah, but it is darker than that in reality. It's just that's slightly brighter than you can actually see with the good old naked eye, the Mark 1 eyeball. What do I need to do now? I've swapped everything over, so this is going to be a bit of a nightmare getting set up, unfortunately. I do think we can do it, though, in a reasonably rapid fashion. So, equipment, I need to tell it. I've got the Edge 11 at 2800 millimeters. Not that it really matters, but I'll put f10 in for the focal ratio. We've got that. My autofocus settings, which work for the RASA, should be fine too. Or this, I think, maybe tightened up a touch. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just trying to tell you exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it, because I've just made a major equipment swap and didn't want to kind of fix it off stream. I think what we need to do now is run some test exposures and see if we can get, if I could use my brain, it's still broken, even getting focus. So we'll run 1 second, bin 3, looped snapshots. Oh, quite far out of focus, but we can see stars, so that's good. Let's see, SH2115 says Mick. I won't mind visiting that target you suggested last time. Mick, you know, SH2106, was it? The kind of angel wing looking thing. I'd love to see that through this telescope. We just got a UV IR cut filter tonight, by the way, so we are going to be seeing things pretty natural looking. That got tighter, didn't it? So we'll try 25 thou. Move it in. Evening, Pete. How's it going, buddy? Ben McLaren, stack a pretty image and say, this one's for you. Could indeed. Stop there. We went past the focal point, which looked like it was somewhere around 26 thou. Hopefully we'll get it close enough. Milkman, how's it going again, buddy? Nice to see you in another stream. Astro Womble, evening. It was SH2106. Nice one, Mick. Thank you. Yeah, certainly wouldn't mind visiting that one again. It was quite a pretty target, eh? Let's see. I've gone way too far on this focal point. I think my best bet here might just be stick the bind off mask on the end. Find focus point manually. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me just find my mask real quick. And let's get this sorted, then we can get the show on the road. You know what I mean? That's pretty close at 27k actually. I'm going back on my own word here. 26 and a half. If I can't get it close in the next few moments, I'll just, you know, do what I just suggested. We're getting there. That's tighter, but it's moving through. Binary chop is a good method to zero in on a value. Yeah. Nikon, how's it going, buddy? Don't the IR cut filters come built into the CCD dedicated cameras? In many cases they do, mate, but I don't trust how good they are. You know, in some cases. So I like to provide my own, which is of a known quantity and quality, rather. That looks pretty good, actually. Let's try and play it solve at this. So the first object I think we should just go to kick things off with the good old simple one, M57. Now, just going to put it on Skycam a sec and hit slew in just a moment. Sometimes lets too much in still. Yeah, that's right, Ben. Leaks is what it's called, just a leaky filter. Wow, this is taking forever to actually set off. Sorry, guys. Alright, slew. Gonna go and keep an eye on it. Looks pretty safe to me, I think. So as long as we can actually get this thing to plate solve, we should be up and running very quickly. Let's see. Sean, by the way, didn't see you join, buddy. Milkman, doing good, as usual. Cloudy and rainy. Oh, no. On the note of Rassa's Lubo, holy hell, how did I get my rotation so close by eye? 270.70 degrees. That's not bad. On the note of Rasas and things like that, I've done a video coming up shortly, actually comparing focal ratio between what we usually think of it as for terrestrial photography and then trying to apply that to astrophotography, and I think it just breaks down, basically. Interesting one, thought I. But yeah, I'll actually show you a little bit of that, because just before I went live, I was working on, well, I've been working on this for most of the day, but yeah, just finishing up recording for that video. So I think some of you might find that quite interesting. Hello, by the way, to everybody joining. Fantastic to see you. Oh, Paul, good to see you as well. Astrophotography the right way. Is that 2600 on there? It is indeed, mate. Yep. It's a 2600 that I have on loan from 365 Astronomy. That's the one. I didn't want to say the wrong one. Yeah, nice camera. Nice camera, I have to say. I was trying to use this rig the other night with the ASI Air, and pretty fun, to be honest. So, of course, I needed an ASI main cam for that. Now, this is clearly out of focus, so let's go ahead and try and get it auto-focused and see if this works. Here's the next possible stumbling block for us. Danny, good to see you, Danny. How's it going, buddy? Asic Astro, didn't miss me this time. It's very nice to have you, buddy. Josh, just seeing you there. Hope you're well. I'm not doing bad, mate. Thank you. Be nice to catch up at some point when we can, Josh. We had a heck of a kick-off to the stream already. We're just trying to get set up as quickly as we possibly can while, you know, not smoothing over things too much. We want some degree of bumpiness for it to be an authentic live stream, don't we? But, yeah, already an incredibly kind donation from this one. Unbelievable. So let's have a good stream, no matter what happens now. Looks like we're closing in on focus. I think my movements are too much, as I don't believe it needed to go that far out of focus. So right away, let's drop this step size to something like 150. And we'll drop the amount of initial steps to 4. And that should have us just move 600 from wherever we determine a focal point to be. As it's confusing the star detection algorithm on this, as you can see by the graph on the right hand side, it thinks it's all over the place. Let's just see roughly. Are you going for the crescent tonight, Chloe? Chloe's in here imaging with me tonight, and she's having a little bit of a look at targets that she can go for as well. Mousy likes nuts. ED80 is outside point at M13 here in the East Midlands. Shakes tiny fist at your C11. Oh, mate. I had an ED80, you know, and absolutely loved it. Really fantastic telescope. There was a point in time where basically everybody recommended that you get an ED80 at least as your first real scope kind of thing, and that was real good advice, I'd say. Let's just see. Zorab. Good evening, Luke. Time to make scrambled eggs and toast here in Japan. Rainy season just started here. No clear skies for at least 2 weeks. Oof. That's rough, yeah. My friend Queeve the Lazy Geek was mentioning how it's, you know, going to go south soon. It's the weather for him. Probably already has, kind of thing. By the way, if you haven't checked out his channel, please do so. Queeve the Lazy Geek. One of my good friends makes really wonderful content. So, yeah. I'm sure anybody watching me is already well aware of Queeve, though. When stacking multiple nights on DSS, does anyone end up with stray, hot and cold pixels? I'm trying to stack 20 hours worth of LRGB from 8 nights. Keep getting bad random pixels when stretching. Interesting. Joe, when you're stacking, are you running a pixel rejection algorithm as part of it? So, Kappa Sigma clipping, that kind of thing, for example, inside DSS. That should, if you are dithering, get rid of any of those for you. It looks like this is a completely unusable focus run. So I'll just try again with the new focus settings and see if we're any closer. Try and get things fixed, and then once it's done, we're okay for the rest of the night, kind of thing. Is the dumbbell up for you? Says Duck. It is indeed, mate. It should be just above the trees for us at this time. Simon, how's it going, Simon? You're on the Western Vale tonight. Very cool, mate. How does that fit in your field of view then, I wonder? I know you recently just swapped over scopes, didn't you? Hot and clear here in Arkansas, Kevin Maben says. Very nice. Don asking about the dumbbell too. Yeah, I'll absolutely take a look at the dumbbell for you guys. It is indeed confused as heck, innit, Ben? I'm hoping that these smaller movements should get it detecting stars once again. And hopefully sort us out. If it's continuing to struggle, then we'll just go back and do it the good old-fashioned way with a Batinov mask. Probably what I should have done in the first place, actually, but there you go. I talked myself out of it, didn't I? Barry! Hi, Luke from Altrincham. Trying to capture M57, but there's a lot of cloud trying to spoil my fun. Well, I was a little bit worried about it as well, Barry, tonight, but it seems to have cleared off now. So we're all good, I think. Tom Starr from cloudy Chicago. Good evening, buddy. Let's just see. Matt Draxler. Do you have any plans on doing a follow-up to the SkyMax 180? Absolutely, yes. Picking one up at Neef, mainly for Luna, but would love to get your impressions. Absolutely, Matt. Yeah. I can tell you that I have a planetary camera coming through for review shortly, direct from ASI. So I asked, you know, kind of what would they recommend kind of thing, and they talked about the ASI 676 as one of the options, which has 2 micron pixels, so real small, and would actually, if you use the kind of planetary imaging sampling calculators, get me right to just about perfect sampling with no Barlow on those kind of scopes. So we'll see exactly how that works. Looking forward to that kind of thing. It looks like we have the indication of a V-curve there, perhaps. Maybe if it doesn't actually successfully do this, we can just input 26.7 or so and get it kind of in focus. Ian Martin just jumped on. Good to see you. Thank you, Astro Boot. ASCAR 400 with the 2600 using, that's what Simon's using. Very nice, buddy. Ian Martin, again, yeah, just jumped on. Fantastic. Let me just try and catch up a touch with chat. Have you used the ZWO dual band filter? How does it compare to ASCAR's C1 and C2? Unfortunately, I can't say with any degree of confidence for you there, mate. I haven't used any of them, so rather than say something wrong, I'd rather say nothing at all. So sorry on that one that I can't really help you there. Let's try 26,750 real quick. Failing this, we're back on the Batinov bandwagon. I'm afraid. Maybe this needs to be even smaller. You know, I'm wondering if that Rasa's focuser gearing is just so wildly fine that it needs those huge steps. I'll decrease that as well then. You can't play itself, Chloe. Are you in focus? That's a weird one. Oh my god. Pete. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow. This is why Pete has his cam. Oh my god. Pete, I don't know what to say, mate. That is unbelievable. Obviously, thank you. The first thing I want to say, but holy hell, mate. That's a lot of money. And I hope you know just how much this support means, guys. I can't thank you enough. Being honest, YouTube alone, Pete's just paid me more than I earn in a month, generally. Just from YouTube, you know. Thankfully, you guys use the affiliate links a lot and things like that, which really helps out. But to put that kind of support into context for you, can you imagine them receiving the biggest chunk of a month's wage as a donation. That's unbelievable. Pete, thank you. Thank you, mate. That is just unimaginable kindness, mate. It really, really is. Let me try to find a target real quick because I'm aware we're burning light now. We've got nothing done so far. Manual focus targets, Vega, slew. Let's try and get on this thing and get some images for you. Crikey. You deserve it as far as I'm concerned. Oh man, thank you. You are so kind, mate. Thank you. I hope you really know I appreciate it, buddy. I very much do. Looks like we're what the hell? It's just unbelievable. I have to name my son Pete at this rate. Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of cloud coming in, by the way, on Pete's cam, thusly named, as you can see. We should be slewed. Let's run some exposures on this thing and see if we're in the region. Sure enough, it's centered. Let me go get that button off mask on for us, guys, and let's get going. Switch cam as well, so you see where I'm up to. Oh, here we go. The original and best. Going back to doing things manually. Let's swap now to 1x1 binning. It will reduce our frame rate a bit, but yeah. That might be going a step too far. I'm not sure it is, Pete, to be honest, at this point, mate. Crikey. The amount of support from you guys is just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. It actually looks... What would you say? I think we're just about in focus there. I'm going to give it a nudge. Just a little one. We want that bar to move just slightly towards the right-hand side of the screen. Which I think... Oh. Nope, it didn't. Now it certainly has, though. Is that enough? What are we saying, guys? I think that looks good enough. Let's go with that. I'm going to whip the Binov mask off the end, get back on M57, and let's kick this stream off with this first one. Ooh, and while I'm here, I've got a prototype Binov mask. I just really quickly want to pop on the end. I'll be as quick as I possibly can, guys. Just 1 second. Needs a slight adjustment. We're all good. Right, we're in focus. Let's get cracking. M57 to kick things off real quick. I don't know why I just clicked load, because it had already loaded. I think my brain's just having trouble keeping up at this point. Freddy uses a Canon 1000D DSLR. Super cheap, meant to be very good for astro modding, although I haven't done that myself. Well, DSLRs can be very good indeed, Freddy. So don't be thinking you're being held back too much by that thing if you are at all, mate. I've taken quite a few images I'm happy with the 700D is my Astro modded DSLR. I would say if you only use it for Astro though, maybe consider getting it modded because it does make a big difference. Did someone ask a question? Sorry, Chloe. Oh, Locaton. Currently working at an astronomy store to get enough money to buy an Edge HD 925. Have you ever taken pics of the Cygnus wall in the North American Nebula with your Edge HD? Is it fine for these? So, I think if you want close-ups of that kind of region, Locaton, it's perfect. For getting the whole thing, you are going to have to look at, you know, mosaics and huge sensors, which, let's be honest, they aren't for everybody. I don't really enjoy doing mosaics, to be true. But they're a necessary evil sometimes. But for close-ups of, you know, the main named objects, yes, absolutely, you could do that with that rig. But it is difficult to use a long focal length rig. There's a lot of trouble there. That looks pretty good. I'm happy at the focus there. So let's dive over. Disconnect the camera from here. Just realized, by the way, as well, I've connected up the 290 guide camera tonight and have no profile for it. So let's quickly 290, connect that up and make a new profile. Yes, please, Chloe. That'd be nice, thank you. Sorry about this, guys. I've gone off half-cocked tonight, haven't I? Camera's already connected. Yes, it is. We're looking for 2.9 micron pixels, so it's detected the wrong one. Right there. How do we solve that? You know what, bugger it. We're going unguided. Let's just see how it goes. I've taken up enough of your time and got nothing done. I'm sorry about how slow this one's been. Getting going, guys. Let's just see. Try and catch up just a touch. Clear night here in Stratford upon Avon, loving the hobby, and people like everyone here on Luke's channel. Oh mate, absolutely, Ian. We've got the best people in this. Oh, and crikey, Milkman with the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much indeed for that, mate. That is the support tonight. It's been unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. I can't thank you enough. Welcome to all the new members. If any of you are in chat, then double welcome. Awesome. Let's get cracking, see what we can catch. So let's just set the target temperature down a little bit. We want a good bit of gain, so we've got a chance with this thing. And how about, I don't know, 5-second exposures? Something like that. I think that will work. And raw 16. Let's run this live stack. Hopefully my mini PC can stack frames at this speed. If not, we'll use a region of interest to cut down on the processing overheads, which are going to be present in this kind of thing. Blimey, thank you again, by the way, guys. What can I say? You know, you always humble me completely with the support. I'd never, ever expect this kind of thing. Ever. Do you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. Boost up the filter. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing right here, I'll just have to minimize Pete's Skycam for a moment. I'm just altering the filtering on full width half max. So that's how tightly focused stars are. Just to enable it to be able to stack frames without too much rejection going on. And I think we're okay. Let's get Pete's Skycam back on so we can keep an eye on the sky. Sorry, I keep itching my nose. I think you know, I never used to have any allergies when I was younger, but I'm pretty convinced I'm getting them now. Especially on days like today where there's been a lot of pollen. Okay, the ring. Look at that. 50 seconds in and it looks beautiful. Man, I love this telescope. I really do. Really sorry if I'm missing anything from you guys. If I've missed your message and you really want to get something through, a question or anything, you may need to just ask again. I'll do my best to get back to you with this itchy nose. Lubo asking, is Saturn in your view tonight? Unfortunately, Lubo, it is not, buddy. I am honestly, I'm waiting with my tongue hanging out for planets. I can't wait. I really want to get on them with the SkyMax and the Edge, of course. You know what I mean? Just lessen this stretch just a touch. You okay, Chloe? Did you get a kind of pop? Oh, you're a wonder. There we go, thank you. While we're on the hard stuff tonight, guys, Tropical Blast Zero. Oh yes. That is a mighty detailed ring, just for 80 seconds of integration at this point. Just trying to catch up with chat slightly. I'm convinced I've missed some stuff, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm not, you know, meaning to do that. Just see. Looking a little bit cloudy out there. Chloe, over to the west. Got ya. Corinne, how's it going, Corinne? Glad it's clear for you down in London, buddy. Just trying to image the Elephant Trunk Nebula. Very challenging under these ball 8 to 9 skies. I can only imagine. Yeah. Pete has just had a look at the 676. Looks like a nice camera. Might get one for myself. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, Pete. I mean, obviously, I'm sure I can tell you this kind of thing, but when stuff sometimes gets sent for review to a channel like this, you get the opportunity afterwards to buy the item, sometimes at a reduced cost. So, depending on what they offer me, I'd like it. You know what I mean? I'd certainly like it. I would love a proper dedicated ZWO specifically planetary camera, because I just like the ASI Air. You know, things like planetary, when I'm going to get out there with the AM5 or whatever doing it, I want to be out there with the ASI Air, really, rather than a laptop kind of thing. At least that's me. Let's just see. That's just 80 seconds. It was 80 seconds, mate. Yeah, we're now on just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes 15 now, as it happens. Remember to write down your focus settings for a quick starting point next time, suggests Chris Hansen. And that is a really, really good suggestion, Chris. And I absolutely should be doing that. Once I've got it nailed down, buddy, I will do that. I will 100% do that. I remember my raster, though, was set to 400, step size, 1000 final move. So I'm going to write that down right now. And thank you for that suggestion. That's really, really handy, mate. Oh, I've got the itchiest nose in the West. Sorry about this, guys. Let's see. 33% histogram rule applicable to Astro cams as well. Really wouldn't worry about it too much, mate. As long as you're not clipping stuff off the right or the left, you're good. All the data that you're capturing is fitting within the available dynamic range. It normally just sorts itself out from that point on once you start stacking subs. Hope that helps explain that one. Just got back in. Quick recap of the kit you're using, says Neil. Of course, Neil, I am using an ASI 2600 MC Pro as the main imaging camera tonight. Celestron Edge HD 11 at its native f10 2800mm focal length. I would be guiding using an Evo guide and a 290mm, but I can't be bothered getting it set up right now on stream. It seems to want to connect to the wrong camera, so it's causing me grief, buddy. But yeah, aside from that, just a standard UV IR cut filter. You know, now I've said it, I will just quickly try it once more. New using wizard. Please connect. Oh, no, wrong one again. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do to sort that out, guys. Maybe force the 290 right there. We'll try this for the next one. But yeah. I'm going to download it now. What's that one? Sorry. Just missed this from Pete there. Just bought the ASI 678mm and MC. Well, when I was speaking to ZWO about reviewing a planetary cam, the 678 was one of the cameras on offer to me. I ended up going for the 676. Bit of a toss-up, really, between for me. And also 432. Yeah. Good for an all-sky camera as well, having a square sensor. Absolutely, yeah. That was one of the things that appealed to me a little bit, that square sensor. Just kind of set it and forget it, and don't worry too much. I do like that about them. Big Rob. How's it going, Big Rob? Greetings from rain-soaked South Florida. Oh, crikey, mate. Corinne is asking, do you think a 3nm dual band filter would make a difference imaging the elephant trunk nebula? Absolutely, Corinne, it would, mate. They are expensive, but I'm a major advocate, I'd say, for getting the tightest filters you possibly can. Within reason, you know, I don't think you need to go and break your back to get chroma or something like that. Just get some quality filters as narrow as you can and enjoy. That's the thing. Let's just see. Make sure to smash the like button, folks. Thank you, Wombat. Yeah. Right, we'll not stay on this too long. This was just something to get us up and running tonight. Doesn't look too bad, though. This is just 3 minutes and 50 seconds that we're looking at. The sky conditions are looking all right. You know what I mean? I've seen better, but it is what it is. Now, a few people wanted to see M27, so I think we should jump over to M27 right now, actually, and give that a go. Before we do, let's just try and set this up a moment. So, plate solving. Going to tell SharpCap my actual focal length of this telescope, and we can try and use SharpCap to do the plate solving for us, rather than switching back and forth to Nina. I'll give it one go. If it doesn't work, then yeah, there it is. Let's see. Antlia filters, yeah, Antlia, very nice filters. What's the focal length? It's asking Ben McLaren. This is 2800 mils, Ben. As you can see, we're getting close to splitting this little group of stars right here on a, you know, an unedited shot. With a little bit of BlurXTerminator and stuff, I know for a fact this RASA can actually split that group up into at least 4, and maybe on a better night there is a 5th element that should be possible, I think, but as usual, you know, we take what we get. We're imaging under very average conditions kind of thing. So there we go, the Ring Nebula, 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Not too shabby, to be honest. Now, before I go and let this try and plate solve on M27 for us, which I think should be just outside of those clouds, I'm just going to go and lock my my mirror locks. Or in fact, I shouldn't, because I might move the focus. I've talked myself out of it. Yeah, we'll just try and do it. If we see significant defocus, I will go and manually get it sorted for us. How about that? So go to catalog target, M27, the dumbbell, or the apple core, as some people call it. I can definitely get behind that. Just shows that F10 isn't necessarily a bad thing, says Pete. Absolutely, Pete. I'm going to show you a sneak peek in a moment. I've still got PixInsight open on this thing of a video that I've been working on, and see what you think to that as well. Just going to need to keep an eye on this cable real quick. Blimey, I'm back. So hopefully you should see, yeah, there we go, the scope's slimming. There's a little bit of delay on Pete's cam, but bless its socks, it does its best. I don't think it does bad in terms of the actual view. Just a shame about that network delay that we see sometimes. Yeah, like I say, I'm gonna show you a little sneak peek as to what I was talking about on the upcoming video idea, F ratio, and why I don't think it matters quite as much as online calculators might have you believe, and see what you guys think to that as well. Hey from New Zealand, how's it going, James? Good to have you here, buddy. Let's just see. Lubo is asking, how fast can you install a dual narrowband filter in your setups? I could, mate, but it'd mean refocusing again, unfortunately. I kind of want to just go with broadband light for this session, and then maybe, you know, worry about swapping around next time around. Do you have a RASA in operation? I do. Yeah, well, it's currently sat on my observatory floor, carefully, but it is sat there right now. But yes, I like RASAs. Brian, how's it going, Brian? Bottle 2 skies at bottle 400 tonight. Enjoying living vicariously through you. Best wishes to you and your wife from Dr. B. Hey, thank you very much indeed for that, Dr. B. Super kind, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the stream. It's a great view. Pete knows how to cam. He does. He does indeed. Seem to have hit a snag on this sharp cap solving. Not entirely sure it's doing very good. Is it ever going to solve? I don't think so. Let's cut his losses and just move on. Let's get into Nina. Go back to the OG and use this for framing us up with M27. Sorry that this stream's been even more chaotic than usual, by the way, guys. It's just teething issues, obviously, by changing rigs. When you leave one rig on for a while, you really get comfortable with it, don't you? But after a swap, it's always interesting, shall we say. Let's just try and catch up. Unrelentingly cloudy here for you. Oh no. Scotian skies. Good to see ya. How's little Afucus doing? Apparently he's been kicking Chloe a little bit today. That was a new thing. Just recently, start to feel him moving around. Very strange. Asik Astro, still waiting for some clear skies to try out your new Hyperstar 925. And also just got the Optilong L-Extreme F2. Very nice. Been waiting a few weeks now. Weather in Sweden sucks. Sorry to hear it, bud. Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy that setup though when you do get the opportunity to test it. I imagine in Sweden, you are even worse off than me right now in terms of dark skies, aren't you? That is to say, there are none. Did we look to be in focus, by the way? It don't look bad, does it? I'm going to trust that that's okay. It hasn't been enough of a move to tilt the mirror and cause any great issues. So let's reconnect up to sharp cap. There we go. I think we'll run those same 5-second subs. How do you feel about those? And let's see what we get on this thing. So put the view back, go back to live stacking, and with the next sub that comes in, we should initially see 5 seconds of data. There we go, on the dumbbell. Pretty cool. Let's let this just stack up a couple of frames before we start making any major adjustments to the histogram. If I just minimize Pete's cam a moment there, you can see what I'm trying to do with the histogram. Adjust the black point until we have a comfortably colored background. Just waiting for the histogram to settle a little bit as the information in there becomes more robust. We can see what we're dealing with, and then pushing across to the left, the mid-level, to apply a stretch for us. And I think that's a stretch that we can grow with. I'll let it color balance itself, and then just let go of the controls like that. That's okay, I would say. So there we go. M27 on an APS-C sized sensor. Pretty big, as it happens. Pretty big. Oh, crikey. Sean Maston with the $25 donation. Keep up the great work, Luke. Sorry, I'm looking away from you, Sean. It's just, that's only just popped up on my opposite, like, streaming screen rather than the main one right there. Thank you very much indeed for that, buddy. That's dead kind of you. I will catch up with that in a moment properly, but Pete's just mentioned, I mentioned in the comment on your video, a lot of the F ratio misinformation comes from camera lenses where changing ratio changes the aperture. Yeah, indeed. I try and explain that in this upcoming video, Pete, that exact point that you're raising there. Because it's important, isn't it? I think it confuses a lot of people, and I know that when I was just starting out, it confused me too. Can you show how you process quad band filter data? Currently using the Altair Quad. Do you know, Hyder, I've got no experience processing quad band data, as it happens. Pardavot is asking, what exactly are you going to image? We're just doing some EAA tonight, mate, looking at a few planetary nebula. That's the plan. Don't say snag. No, I'm getting flashbacks. Did Chloe manage to plate solve? He's asking Andy. Chloe managed to plate solve, Andy. Good thinking, because it slipped my mind, mate. Nearly getting there. Nearly getting there. She's on the crescent, by the way, is what she's actually doing. How do you plate solve with your long focal length OTA? Just make sure the exposure's long enough and it's in sharp enough focus that you pick up enough stars to successfully plate solve, mate, and you normally okay. Kyrek, evening to you too. Rather be travelling, just getting into the hobby, but jumped in with both feet. Starting with ASCAR V system, the 2600mm, AM5, ASI Air. Awesome. Learning the basics and finally get some clear skies. Brilliant. Really, really happy for you, mate. That's a rig you're going to enjoy for some serious time to come, I would say. Do you have any filters in at the moment? Asks Don Key. No, mate, just UV IR cuts. I usually call that running unfiltered, but really I should just say it is just UV IR cut that we've got in there. Let's apply a slightly stronger stretch to this and adjust the black level just a little bit. Okay, just a little lot actually by accident, but there you go. Looks good. Thank you, Milkman. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, is it, buddy? We're looking at 3 minutes and 30 seconds of data right now. I think Stefan suggested last time, actually, that I move Pete's cam to the top corner so you can keep an eye on the stack information. Let me know if that's any better for you. Stan, good to see you, Stan. Not imaged in nearly 3 months. Astro Boot. Oh, that's rough, buddy. Thank you again, by the way, Sean, for that very kind donation. And Milkman, and Pete, and this one. You guys have absolutely killed it tonight. It's been unbelievable. James is asking, is it not actually dark yet, or is Pete's cam a bit misleading? Pete's cam is a tiny bit misleading, mate, as it happens. It's a little bit brighter than I can actually see, you know, naked eye. Bear in mind, the sun never truly sets for us at this time of the year. It just goes below the horizon a bit. So it's still kind of illuminating everything for us, and we never truly enter astronomical darkness. It's just a state of perpetual astronomical twilight. Kind of like what people see up in the Arctic Circle, but a lot less pronounced, basically. Hope that explains that one for you, mate. We've tried to copy you doing a sharp cap livestock. You may need to send him some tips on settings. Oh man, if ever he needs any tips, I'm sure I'm more than happy to help him out, but he knows what he's doing. Let's jump up the zoom just a little bit. So you'll note, maybe you can see through the stream, because we're running completely undithered tonight, there is an element of fixed pattern noise creeping into this, where it kind of looks like short smears of colour, almost like rain. I'm okay with that because it is just EAA. I'm not trying to do any, you know, major astrophotography with this. I'm just having some fun scouting out targets, really, that might be suitable for this setup. But yeah, just thought I'd point that out to you, let you know what that looks like. Yeah. Just see. Skies to the north up here in Scotland are very bright. Certainly can't image anything during these light months. Yeah, I can only imagine, mate, how much worse it gets. I mean, how far away from me are you? At least a couple of 100 miles, I'd imagine. That kind of thing. So yeah, it's going to be even worse. We're up at 54, Brian. You were just asking latitude. Get tighter stars and better focus with a dual narrowband filter. Well, we would, but not too pronounced effect, I don't think. On at least on these types of targets, you know what I mean? It would be tighter, as you say, but pretty cool session idea. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's fun. I like trying things out like this, and normally we uncover something during the course of the live stream that I think, I'd like to go revisit that, you know what I mean? It's good. Have a go at SH2106, suggests Mick. I'm down for it, yeah. If you guys would like to see that, I'm sure we could give it a quick try on this thing. Through the stream up on the TV for the first time. Nice one. That's an interesting point you mention. TV viewers. As it happens, a decent proportion of my views, because it's all broken down for you within YouTube, come from people watching on TVs. Apparently, that is, you know, it's notable. Full moon in Elpin, yeah, absolutely, mate. Brave Fall is streaming with Stefan Berg, having technical issues. I hope they get that sorted, dude. Looks to be around 250 mile. Wow, 57 degrees. Yeah, oof. That's going to make quite a difference, Pete, for sure. I mentioned, by the way, just while we let this... I'll tell you what, we'll move targets first, then I'll show you that snippet of what I'm talking about on the previous video. So, M27, there you have it. We're looking at 8 minutes total. Not bad. Not bad, I would say. So, let's try now. Disconnect from here. Reconnect up in Nina. And let's go after SH2106. And then maybe, I wouldn't mind perhaps seeing the Cat's Eye, perhaps. Cat's Eye Nebula. Ooh, this thing could look pretty pretty swish. Just watching on my second computer monitor while I'm doing PixInsight on the other. Nice one. Yeah, it definitely don't let me know about like off-screen views and things like that. It just lets you know basic information like amount of proportion of view time based on platform. So like PC viewers, desktop, mobile devices, TV, that kind of thing. But yeah, there you have it. So SH2106, teensy tiny little target. But let's go ahead, slew and center. Need to keep an eye on this cable, I'm afraid. So back in a moment. Ooh, we're okay. Cable's fine. Let's get going. Watching you on computer and phone. Interesting. I do wonder, by the way, guys. I don't know if any of you in here now ever watch these streams back, but does the live chat replay work properly for you? I've often wondered whether I need to actually start dragging the chat panel onto the screen for people so that they can keep up with kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah, just a question for anybody who might be able to answer that one. Similar issues with your neighbour's lights. Extendable privacy screens. That's interesting, mate. Cat's eye would be super nice to see. I'm down for it, mate. Yeah, let's give SH2106 a quick bash. I'll tell you what, let's also just quickly check focus. Doesn't look too bad. I'm going to say I, fingers crossed, trust it. Let's disconnect from here. Get cracking again in sharp cap. Same settings if you want. Then we've got some level of comparison between brightness of these objects and how much stretch they require with a 5-second sub at f10. These are bright little buggers. Ooh, right. Let's let a couple of frames come in before we do any real messing around with the histogram. You can see already the start of that kind of structure. Pretty nifty. You have to adjust down the black point. Maybe slightly lessen that midpoint stretch. And certainly readjust the background. Okay, there we go. Let's let this stack up just a touch. I think this may be one of those objects that really shine with some longer exposure. Because I know when... So this was suggested by Mick Whittaker in chat, but I know when Mick first suggested it, we had a look at what it actually could look like by viewing it from like a NASA Hubble archive image or something like that. And in the middle, around about here, splitting up these two regions of emission, there is a big element of reflection nebulosity to it that we're not obviously picking up just yet. But I imagine with some long exposures and long total integration, we would. Chat shows correctly. And oh yeah, thank you very much indeed for letting me know that. I'm just wondering, like, I've tried it on my side and it seems to be okay, but I have received messages sometimes in the past from people saying chat's not worked, so I've not realised what you've been talking about. Kind of thing. Oh yeah, Failed Astronomer doesn't see the chat on replay. Interesting. Big Rob typically does not see the live chat in playback. That's a bugger. I guess probably it would help then if I could have it in a box, perhaps on screen somewhere. Maybe I could reduce the size of my head a bit and things like that. You know what I mean? Chat replay works for Pete. A bit of a mixed bag then, by the look of it. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier on, just while this is stacking up, as you can see, we nearly got musked as well by probably a Starlink. We're at 2 minutes 5 seconds on this thing, and we can really start to see some structure appearing. I'll just show you in the context of the full APS-C sized frame. So this is a small target, even at this kind of long focal length. I did mention I wanted to try and show you just a bit of what I was doing earlier. So I put together a big comparison between data shot with the Celestron raster. That's the top two images right there. I'll just reapply the exterminator tools and such, versus the f7.1 ASCAR 120 on the same target, shot with the exact same pixel scale, basically. Well, I say exact, it's almost perfectly exactly the same. So that means each pixel, its view of the sky, its angular portion of the sky that it can see is almost perfectly exactly the same. So the main variable that we changed for these shots really is all down to aperture and the filter used, but that's less of a describing factor. Now, what I tried to go into with this thing is the fact that I think using f-ratio in marketing and things like that perhaps gets leaned on a little bit too heavily, and it shouldn't really be trusted in the same way as you can for terrestrial photography, such as DSLRs, that kind of thing, where you can use something like this, a equivalent exposure calculator, and find out that to make exposure B match exposure A, you need to go, in this case, this is how I did it for the experiment on purpose, exposure B needs to be 10 times longer than exposure A. So f2.2 versus f7.1, both at the same ISO. Terrestrial photography speaking, that's how that works. And then I did a little backup test just to show that. So sorry if this is boring, by the way, but I'm just trying to go through it real quick. Just show you file information. You can see I did like a terrestrial test just to illustrate that these calculators work absolutely fine for daytime stuff. So 1/400th of a second right there. Not sure if you can see that. I'll just close down the sky cam. 1/400th of a second, ISO 1600 f2.2, the chair nebula, and then matched with 1/40th of a second at f7.1. So it works perfectly. I don't think anybody would argue that these two are exposed differently to one another. They just have different photographic properties as a result of that varying bladed aperture in the lens. Now then, in many cases, people would think that it would then follow that information holds true for astrophotography and telescopes, and it doesn't, basically. So here's what I tried to show. So this shot here is 15 minutes of data on the raster. Over here, this is just slightly longer than 10 times. So it's the same sort of, thing on the ASCAR at f7.1. So the f ratios are the same. The system gain effectively is like the same. The main variables, as I said, are aperture and a slight difference in bandpass between the filters. But look at the difference. These two don't match. A and B definitely don't match. The longer shot knocks the other one out of the park. There's a lot more visible background nebulosity up close. There's more fine details visible, low signal to noise ratio features visible on the longer shot than the shorter shot. And I go on in the video basically to try and further show this fact. And actually, 15 minutes on the raster is more like 60-ish minutes at f7.1 in this particular comparison. So nowhere near like that 10 times that would be needed for terrestrial photography. These two are the most comparable ones, is what I try and show on the video. I try and do it as fair as I possibly can. I even end up extracting just the red channel alone from these two and applying the exact same processing, things like that, to try and show the difference. But yeah, who knows what will end up on the cutting room floor, but I think those two look really similar. 15 minutes versus 60. It certainly doesn't need to have this right hand shot move up to 150 minutes to match. So while the raster's really, 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 really fast, it's not quite as fast as you might think if you think about these things with a terrestrial photographic mindset. So yeah, I've talked enough about that. So hopefully some of you out there will find that interesting when the video comes out. But yeah, this is what we've got so far on SH2106. That makes sense. Yeah, thank you, Pete. I think it does make sense. It's like ever since we talked about it, I thought to myself, is there a way that I can try and kind of demonstrate this in a way? Because I don't have a solid enough math foundation to try and describe everything using an equation, basically. I'm sure I could learn math like that, but why? Life's too short for me right now. what I instead prefer to do, I mean, calculators are great and they can be awesome, but I think when it comes to astrophotography, there are too many variables to actually accurately model everything, and some of them are variables that are completely out of the end user's control, such as your particular filter that you get. So let's say a filter that works great for me, someone else might have got a bad sample or a better sample than me, and that's going to throw everything off again. Do you know what I mean? So I thought the best way to do it is to try and put together a really simple comparison showing terrestrial photography, shot A, shot B. You know, shot B needed 10 times the exposure to match. Apply that exact same thing to astrophotography and it needs nowhere near 10 times to match. So, yeah. Crikey, I can't half talk, can I? Sorry. The chair nebula. Need to learn that math so you can teach it to your son. Maybe, mate, yeah. I don't know. I kind of wish school had been a little bit more effective for me. I wasn't a bad student or anything by any means, but I really flourished a lot more when I got to college. That's where I started to really learn like an adult, I suppose. Kevin, might understand the math. You love math. Yeah, I mean, like I say, Kevin, I think the math never lies, right? Does it? As far as I am aware. So if you could truly plug in every single variable for these comparisons that I try and put out on the videos, you know, the channel sometimes, then yeah, what we should see represented in a mathematical format should match what we see in a kind of a physical format looking at it on the screen. But I think trying to get a model that's accurate enough to get everything in there for everyone, a one size fits all solution is just probably not possible. So I think at best you can get close. That's why sometimes I do like, as I say, visual representations. You'll have to have a good go at this target when we get better conditions, says Mick. Absolutely, Mick. Yeah, I think with some longer subs, this could look really good. As it is, we're 8 minutes deep, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't think it's changed that much since before I started blabbing on. Oh, crikey. Sorry about the old itchy nose action, guys. It's been mainly, the largest portion of this stream has been me itching. It's terrible. Let's get Pete's Skycam back on. I think a few people, me included, wanted to see the cat's eye, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get on with that one. There will be 4 targets deep. Go ahead and reconnect this camera. Use Nina's framing wizard. Cat's eye neb. Reduce yours down to f6.3 from f10. Stan asking, is it allergies? I absolutely think it's allergies, mate. Yeah, you know, I was just saying this earlier. I never used to have any allergies, but I reckon this year I'm getting them. Right, I'm gonna hit slew on this thing. I have to go watch my cable, so we'll go Pete's cam for a minute. Oh, blimey, that were a long slew. It looks like Pete's cam has unfortunately died a death right now. Let's just try and reconnect a second. Yeah, now it's refreshed and it's facing completely the opposite direction, as you can see. So it's on the opposite side of the meridian to what we were previously imaging. Just see, you're on the 1-a-day pills 4 times a day. Crikey, Stan. Antihistamines, that kind of thing, eh? Congrats to you and the wife. Thank you very much indeed, buddy. Have you got some, Chloe? Holy hell. Yes. Let me get some Piriton action. Or whatever off-brand Piriton I've got right here, but yeah. Jeez. Well, I hope I start seeing a reduction in the amount of itch. Okay, so... do we trust the focus? Because the scope moved a long way. And the focus locks aren't done up. Let's give it a go. I'd say if it's looking extremely soft in sharp cap, we'll entertain the idea then of a refocus. But as it is now, it doesn't look too bad, eh? So 2600. Just trying to catch up a little bit with chat, sorry. With the scope, changing the F ratio really changes the field of view, which has the effect of collecting more photons per pixel when going faster. Not the same as changing the aperture. Yeah, it's a... Man, I mean, trying to even math all this stuff out, even if I could, would probably take longer than actually just doing the experiment, you know what I mean? Ooh, 5-second subs are a bit much, perhaps. So let's try and lessen this stretch. We can see more of the detail in the cat's eye. Increase the zoom. So, straight away, I don't know if you guys can see, but there is that almost helix structure. Right there, is that coming through for you? So, you know, with no processing whatsoever, we can see that really wonderful shape to this nebula. That's fantastic. I'd love to get a proper shot of this one day, you know. It's such a pretty target. Just it's so small. 2 kings, 3 queens. Math is another language. Imagine speaking to your son in English and math. Make the time for that. Take it from a father who wishes he could have done, or could have some of that time back. Potentially. I mean, I just wondered how I could truly apply it to the rest of my life, though. Out of all the other things that I could use that time for, having an intrinsic understanding of advanced mathematics, while very cool, potentially useful, how useful would it be to me at this point in my life? I don't know. It's a good question. It's a thought provoker, is what it is. You'd get your next degree in accounting if you had the money to go back to college, says Kevin Maben. Interesting. Thinking of selling it, but now not so much. Just like the bigger image, with a longer focal length. Nice. Nearly caught up, I think, with chat, guys. Apologies. Bit of high cloud showing on Pete's cam, Luke. Yes, indeed. We're always plagued by it, buddy. Pollen count is really high in the UK. That'll be what it is then, yeah. I had heard something on news, but I was just walking out of the room at the time, but yeah. I think what I heard, though, was it's going to be super duper high next week. I'm unsure. Core is small with a lovely large halo to capture as well. There is indeed, Ian. Yeah, you are quite right, buddy. A large, almost, what would be the word? Like a crenulated mass around it, like a bit like a web almost. I'd love to see that properly. Probably closer for. Ever been to Addington dark sky. If you're asking me, Don, no, mate. I've never been to a proper dark sky, you know. I would like to do it at some point. Simon, me and Glenn did a collab on the cat's eye. Yes, mate. I did catch that video. Fantastic work. Howdy from Chicago. It's very cloudy tonight here. Sorry to hear that, bud. Weather forecast actually looks pretty good for the next week with some nice clear skies. It does, Pete. Yeah. It don't look bad, does it, bud? Which I'm rather glad about. Oops. Close that thing down. Sorry, just making sure all my live streaming stuff's running as it should. Crikey. Steve, evening, on the same target. We're target bros, Steve. Brilliant, mate. Yeah, it's we're just doing some EAA, really, Steve. So if you've just joined, you'll have missed it. But before this, we imaged the dumbbell. Before that, we imaged M57, I think. Oh, I know. Oh, we also imaged SH2106. Beautiful little remnant. Let's just see. You're clear for 3 nights, says Simon. Very nice. You're imaging this with the William Optics 132, says Steve Ibbotson. Very nice, Steve. How's that popping up for you? I do love a nice sharp refractor, mate. Love to see you try SH2136. I'll just have to Google what that one is, mate. SH2136. Oh, the Ghost. Yeah. I've imaged that before, mate, as part of the same field of view as the Iris. You know what I mean? It's just off to the side of that, innit? Yeah, I've caught it. It's difficult though, dude. From these skies, it ain't easy. As are all that kind of feature. Dark Nebula, that kind of thing. Oh, you caught the SH2 image. Nice one. Doing some HA. Lovely. So, do we have any suggestions for the next planetary nebula to attempt tonight? I will, if you don't mind, fire up Sharp Cap for you. Sharp Cap. Stellarium. And I can show you exactly what's kind of visible from our skies right here. So, right. Let's see. Over in the east. So, someone asked about Saturn, by the way. And there it is. Just a few degrees up. Unfortunately. And I've checked, believe me, I've tried. It's still within, like, neighbouring buildings, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I would have bloody loved to have seen it through this thing. Let's see. Sorry, I have to go. Wonderful session. Thank you, Iron Man. Very nice of you, mate. Press 03 the next clear night. Your eyes are streaming too. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's psychological or what, but we're 5 minutes in since taking allergy relief, and my nose is itching less. So I don't know. Got to be psychological in that time frame, and I don't see how your body could react in that sort of speed. Ooh, the jewel bug. Is this too small? Abel 39. Ooh, Ian, let's have a quick 39. Whew. Yeah, we're not going on Abel 39. Below the horizon for me, buddy, unfortunately. Yeah, got to be something reasonably high for us. Got the older 126 William Optics doublet. How about a reflection neb? NGC 6914. That sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I imaged that with the RASA. Probably a bit faint for what we're looking at doing tonight, but you know, EAA with 5-second exposures. That'll be one that requires a bit longer exposure, I do think. NGC 7822 question mark. I think that one's massive, Milkman. if I'm thinking of the right target. Yeah, so it's like a huge region. To give you a context of the field of view that we've got right now, so 2600 and Edge HD 11. So we could see that much of it. Unfortunately. A little bit tight. Bubble. Ooh. Is the bubble visible? There we go. And that is northeast. I'll bet we could get on the bubble. How would you guys like the bubble? Helix must be too low. It is almost certainly too low. Yeah. Can you see the comet? Unsure, Stan, to be honest. I've not really been paying too much attention to the comet, really, until it develops a little bit more. There's a pretty cool supernova remnant near the Wizard, says Sean Maston. I wonder if it's on air for us. That's a cool little region as well. The Northern Lagoon, I like that. Bright little tow rag as well. So there's nothing actually marked up for us on Stellarium that we could use for framing. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Okay, we've got some pluses for the bubble. Let's bubble it up and see what we can see on this thing. NGC 7635. So there is, by the way, I just try and make this stretch a tad bit less aggressive. So that's a quick view at the cat's eye. Pretty cool structure on display, I would say. If I just really back off this stretch, you can maybe see more of it appear. It's really hard for me to judge what you can actually see on the live stream because I'm well aware it's badly compressed by the time it reaches you guys. But before we move off this really quickly, I'll just pull up a image. Nebula. So this is a Google search for the same target. And as you can see, we've got a lot of the main features, do you know what I mean? On this, oops, we'll have essential cookies from you, ESA. And see if we can get to the image itself. What's wrong with it? Ah! Oh, crikey. Everything's gone south. There we go. Yeah, so obviously I'm not saying mine's comparable. But there they are on the screen. If I could ever operate my computer like a functioning human. Yeah. I can't say that's too bad. I mean, if I took this thing and applied some BlurXTerminator too, I mean, it's going to beat this, isn't it? Let's be... No, you know, obviously it's not, but it ain't bad. Yeah, it ain't too bad. I love this structure within here. That's so cool. Yeah, anyway, I'll pop this back off screen a moment. And let's get bubbling up. I think that's what we should do. Save that one real quick. And let's get motoring. Come on, PC. There we go. Bubble Nebula. Try and catch up, sorry, with your chat. Hey there, Bray Falls. Didn't see that you'd joined, buddy. I see a winky face after that, so not sure what that means. Let's just close in actually a little bit on our actual field of view. So here we go. This is what we should just about see. We'll slew and center. Just going to keep an eye on the scope. Well, hey, right. Actually, this target might be just about all she wrote. I'm hoping we can get started on it quickly, and we don't need to run a refocus or anything like that, because there's a heck of a lot of cloud coming in from the north and the west. So, and it is moving our direction, but it seems to be slow. Not bad for such a short live stack. Thank you, Pardo. Yeah, it's not turned out too bad at all, has it, bud? That's the lagoon you guys get. Yes, Wombat. That is all we get. That's all we're allowed. NGC 6888. Is that the crescent? I'll just show you what that would look like, by the way, in a moment. I don't think we can even fit the whole thing in the field of view. Right. Get reconnected up. I'll be with you in a moment properly in chat. I'm just trying to get this live stack kicked off as fast as possible for us. Right. First frame is in. We're off to the races. Let's allow the histogram to become a touch more robust before we make major changes. Donkey was suggesting NGC 6888, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the crescent, I think. Yeah. That's what we'd see, Don. So it does fit, surprisingly. Probably more of a dual narrowband filter target, though, given my skies are Bortle 7 here, so they're pretty bad, dude. Do you know what I mean? I really do wish I lived in some better conditions, but it is what it is. Seeing your screen. I can pull one of your subs up live to show people, Chloe, if you'd like. Yeah. So, right, let's now make some adjustments to black level. So again, this is probably one of those targets as well which would benefit from dual narrowband filtration, but all the same, here it is, appearing. Or at least sort of appearing in 5-second subs. Oh, Mike G Photo, Cosmic Supporter for 1 month. Thank you very much indeed for your support, Mike. That's really kind of you, mate. Get caught up just a touch. Bray Falls failed miserably. Technical issues. Oh no, dude. That's rough. Sorry to hear it. Do you know a way to mitigate mirror flop at all on the raster? Man, which raster are you using, Bray? Mine's the V2. So all I really need to make sure that I do is finish my focus movements, of course, like the standard Schmidt-Cassegrain way with a counterclockwise movement, so that your teeth on the focuser, gear, and worm rod rather, are meshed against gravity so that you can't squidge against grease after a successful autofocus, and that's really all I need to do on mine, as mirror locks are quite effective. I never had any problems with flop on the Rasa 8, I will say that though. I think the mirror's light enough that it's not really a problem. Derek Ruggiano asks, sorry if I've just butchered your name by the way, Derek. Hey Luke, any one-shot colours or filters that you recommend for the Rasa 8? Well, Derek, I loved my Rasa 8, mate, and one of the cameras that I had the most fun with it using was a 585. So, yeah. I guess if you're operating within any kind of a budget, 585 would be my choice camera at the minute. If you're in a money no object kind of situation, the Rasa 8 can support APS-C with the right adapters, but probably not Celestron supplied kind of interface. It's a little bit restrictive. So you could go up to like a 2600, like I say. But other than that, yeah, man, the 585, nice small pixels, and shows you a reasonably good sampling ratio, even at the very short focal length of the Raster 8. Just catching up slightly more, sorry. Mark, good to see you, Mark. Hope you're well. Just noticed you were streaming. Thank you, buddy. Well, it's nice to have you. Glad over in Stockport and heading my way. Ah, yeah. Crikey. Nanite, by the way, Astro Boot. Sorry if I've missed you there, buddy. Tomorrow night's looking good for you, Wes, in Liverpool. That's good. I looked curious as to where you are, Luke. Abel 39 is quite high for me in Swindon. There's 2 Abel 39s, Chloe's just saying. Why would they use the same description for 2? Normally these scientific types are quite well organised, aren't they? That's mad. Careful what you wish for, as I'm in bottle 2 to 3, but clouds seem to dominate my skies, all fog. Oh man, grass is always greener, I guess, innit? And Bray's mentioning it's the Raster 8, a new one, loses its marbles sometimes. That's a surprise, that one, Bray. Oh, crikey, get Milkman with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much indeed for that support again, mate. Holy hell, you guys have been absolutely knocking it out of the park tonight. I can't thank you enough. I really, really can't. As I say, I always make a point of like saying thanks at the end of my videos and stuff, and I do it because I really, and I mean hand on heart, I do mean it. I appreciate you all. Your support is making like a dream possible for me. I'm able to do something I love doing and call it my job. How lucky am I? You know what I mean? So thank you. Welcome to the new members, by the way. One for his Planetary Nebula catalogue and same astronomer, 2 catalogues. So Ian Smith's just actually mentioned to us what's going on there. So, crikey. 2 catalogues, same guy. Tricky. Unbelievable. Yeah, thank you again, Milkman. And oh, thank you, James, as well, mate. That's kind of to say. Yeah, that's a troublesome one, that, Bray. I really wish I could help you more with that. But other than the just the standard, which I'm sure you already know, the Schmidt Cassegrain autofocus or focus in general tip, you know, finish with counterclockwise. I don't think there's much that really can be done with a Raster 8. I'm just wondering if it's possible. I think the primary mirror is held in place from the rear on those things with like rods bonded to the back of the cell. So it can't even be something silly like an untightened baffle tube, because they don't really have that kind of thing, do they? They have a little puck. Waiting for Luke's OnlyFans where he takes the filters off. Crikey. Can you imagine? That's a sight. Right, here we go. Let's try and adjust this black point just a touch more. Everything looks a little bit blue hued for me. Now it looks a touch green actually, so not really getting anywhere, but we can see some structure of this nebula. We can also see some structure in this bloody dust mote that's appearing. Unfortunately. I'll have to clean my camera or filter probably, looking at the size of that maybe. Hard to tell. Yeah, awesome. Let's zoom in just a touch on this thing. See a little bit more of the structure. So the real bright feature in this thing is this little spire poking out, just trying to pop the bubble right there. So if we get up an image, you can hopefully see side by side how this could look. This is definitely one I want to hit up with the dual narrowband filter at some point again. So Pull up an image for you. So flipped, but there you have it. That kind of same structure. Neatly visible for us. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I want to hit this up one of these days with a mono setup, you know, true discrete mono SHO kind of thing. That would be that'd be a nice shot, I think. Better head off now. Got a busy day tomorrow. Oh, no worries, Simon. Thank you for spending some time with me, mate. Currently working on a review for the Altair Astro 533C Hypercam. Lovely. Awesome, mate. Have a good evening then, Simon, and thank you again, mate. Wombat's got his EQ6R tracking unguided for a minute. Nice, mate. Try 30-second stacks. More photons each sub to stack, maybe. Maybe Wombat. I think, I don't know. 30 seconds unguided might be pushing it at 2800 mil. Who knows? Just see. Excellent for the exposure time and sky brightness. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it, mate? We can start to see some of this other less obvious structure appearing in the bubble as well, I think. You know, I mentioned that my nose had stopped being itchy. It's bloody back now with a vengeance. Some more of these features are visible down here too, aren't there? What does it really look like without the Bob Ross twist? A dark fuzzy patch, probably. Oh man, I'd love to see it through an eyepiece, that's for sure. You know what I mean? A massive Dobsonian, somewhere dark, that could be cool. Steve Ibbotson has also just got the Raster 8, and you're liking the Altair RGB Triband. You know, I've heard a lot of people talking about that filter, Steve. Good things. Seems to be getting said about it a lot. The only thing that makes me a little bit, like, wary of trying any kind of broadband filtration these days is just previous tests. At least from me, from my location, having tried things like, you know, the Optilong, L Pro, IDAS, LPS D2, that kind of thing. Very general broadband filters. These kind of work a bit, but I end up getting better images with just UV IR cut, it seems to me. So maybe they've cut that filter from a different cloth though, mate, eh? Hit the like button. Oh, thank you. Let's just see now. So does anybody have any last minute suggestions for one more target that we can hit before we finish the end of this session? We're 9 minutes deep into this now, so we're due moving on really. Friend just bought his missus a 113 AZ go-to. Very nice. Cloudy skies for at least 2 weeks. Finally shooting something, decided M13. Ooh. M106. Pelican. Da Vinci was the first image processor. That's the one, mate. Alright. Pillars of Creation, too low. They are unfortunately just probably out of view now. I've got a very short window to catch those, part of what. I have caught them in previous streams. Briefly. But yeah, it's too low, I think, by this time. 7331. What's that? Did you see 7331? Oh, the DLG. Well, that's not bad. Stefan's Quintet's also nice. Not to be too picky, wouldn't mind a Planetary Nebula if you have something in mind. Something not too challenging, I'd say, given how blooming bright it is outside. 6058 suggests Ian Smith. Okay, no visualization for that, but someone taught me a trick. Digitized sky survey. That's an interesting little blotch. How does that look? NGC 6058, because I've never seen that before. We may have something. We may be on a target. Alright, so a very talented imager here, Gary M. I've looked at his images a bunch of times on Astrobin, so credit to him for this image. He's caught NGC 6058 before. I think we ought to have a little go at that, so we've got a new target to try. If you're all okay with that, let's crack on. Let's give that a go. So I'll just quickly save this. Exit out of here. And let's go. NGC 6058. We haven't done too bad tonight in terms of focus, have we, guys? It's not been flopping all over. It seems to have behaved itself a little bit. Right. Let's load that image. James, off some lunch. Have a good rest of the night. Thank you very much indeed, bud. Been really nice to have you in the stream. Similar to the Ghost of Jupiter. Ooh. Right, let's go. I'll stick Pete's cam on for a minute, and hopefully we can get on this thing. We've been done, I'm afraid, guys. It's pointing smack into cloud. I would be surprised if we can see anything on the plate solving exposures. Yeah, there we go, unfortunately. So that one is a no-go, and that is a shame. I was really excited to see that. Bugger. Right, back on with Stellarium. Ideally, we need something very much east, as that's the only bit of clear that I've got right now left before cloud engulfs the rest of it. So let's take a peek. You know what? Someone suggested the day leak, didn't they? NGC 7331. Let's give it a go. And yeah. Let's see if we can get on this thing. NGC 3342 suggests, by the way, as well. Wombat. Oh, crikey. I've just closed... what's his name as well? We'll try for this, and then I will look at that target as well, but let's just see Skycam. Oh man, it's super duper patchy over in the east. Well, you can see actually, can't you, on Pete's cam? Who knows? Who knows? Well, we can see it. You can also see definitely the threat of cloud in that sub exposure as well straight away. But there she is. Chloe wanted me to show you, by the way, what she's been imaging tonight. So let me just remote in to hers. Just a second. Oh, unfortunately. No, that's your PC, Chloe. Your Astro PC ain't showing on network anymore. Uh-oh, we've hit more technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. Fortunately. Oh no, maybe. We're in luck. It's showing. Oh, crikey. Why is nothing ever straightforward? I just... Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I'm just thick. I don't know which it is. Nina. Here we go. Chloe's light frames. So, why is that open there? Why does it do this? Does anybody else's ASI Fits viewer ever just have a laugh with you and open randomly on completely the wrong screen where you can't even select it? Right. Struggle over. We've got it. So this is one sub from Chloe's ASCAR 120 rig with the Player 1 Poseidon. So the same sensor that I'm using tonight on the 2600 MC. And how long are these subs? 180 seconds, it says right there in the Fits header. Not bad. Quite a lot of fine resolution going on there. I think once stacked, that's going to look nice. That was taken with a dual narrowband filter, by the way. 3.5 nanometers for each bandpass. Now then, plate solving has indeed finished. Things look a bit soft, a little bit wishy-washy, I'm afraid. I'm not massively convinced that's in focus, you know. I'll tell you what, we'll give it a go. We will trust in the process for just a minute. Because it's held focus all rest at night, and I don't think temperature outside has changed that much, so unless we're seeing angle specific focus shift, we should be okay. I never showed you something else, by the way, as well. Chloe often works on targets just quietly behind the scenes, and sometimes I don't get the chance to put them on videos, and I really should. But recently she was working on an elephant's trunk shot, and I will show you that in a minute. This looks garbage, unfortunately. There's just too much cloud in there. Yeah, we could be stuffed anyway, but regardless, I'll just quickly show you what I wanted to. One of Chloe's other recent shots done two ways. So Chloe Trunk 1, this is one-shot color data, of course, dual narrowband stuff processed in a gentle suggestion of a faux SHO kind of way. And then the one I actually preferred, so this is the one I put more time and effort into, was just a good old red trunk. You know what I mean? I liked it. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Again, ASCAR 120. This data, however, was taken with a 585 sensor. So, pretty nice. It's not a bad bloody scope, you know. I really like that ASCAR 120. I think bang for buck, I haven't had another scope to beat it, to be honest. That's the detailed trunk, whichever way you want to look at it. I like it, Chloe. Yes. That's put a smile on Chloe's face. Thank you, guys. In focus we trust. That's it, Ben. But sometimes trust can be misplaced, it seems. Just like focal points. Oh dear. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit out, a little bit soft, but I think we've got bigger problems than the focus right now, given, I mean, take a look at Pete's cam. It's, we're done for, aren't we? Yeah, that's that. Ben McLaren was saying that's a crop. It was not, Ben. That's the full field of view of the ASCAR 120, unreduced, with a 585 sensor on it. So yeah, not too bad. When are you going to get a filter wheel for the Edge HD? What? Well, I do have one, actually. Yes. I'll just grab it. Might as well show you it real quick. So, in case you've not seen it on previous videos, there you go. So I've got a 533 mono, effectively. That's the sensor. It's the Player 1 Aries M Pro, coupled up with their filter wheel as well. I promise I'm not affiliated with Player One. They just send me stuff to test and I like it. But there it is. It's loaded up with, you know, a full set of filters. I believe Astronomics is what I have in this thing. SHO and LRGB. Don't want it to fall off my desk. But yeah, that's that. Crikey, I look tired as all heck on camera. Yeah, man. Right, just catch up a little bit with chat. Redid your trunk in the 4-ax palette today, says Milkman. Very nice, mate. I hope that turned out fantastic for you. Let's just see. Adramelek. Looking to pick up a cooled 585 at some point, and that definitely gives me some confidence. Awesome, buddy. Yeah. Well, this is obviously nothing to go off anymore on this stream, so I'll try and answer some more questions if you have any. Stream keeps buffering. Damn Aussie internet. It's because it's got to flip upside down as the internet, isn't it? For you guys in Australia, it's probably getting confused. Stars look great in that shot. Indeed, Don. Yeah, I have to say I'm chuffed with this performance. Oops. Clouds are just rolling in now. Yeah, if we just check out Pete's cam. We are, unfortunately, stuck. We're outside of any astronomical twilight now anyway. To be honest, we are very much back in dawn once again. So I'll tell you what, that's just disappointing me to view, so we'll turn off that live stack. That's a sad one, but it is what it is. I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind doing if I get the chance. Gonna kick off my guide scope and let it try and sort itself out after this. Man of many cameras evening. How's it going, Dave? Hope you're doing well, buddy. We don't have to flip raster images. That's it, mate, yeah. Get the roos to line up, yeah, get all your kangaroos in a row. That's another common trick for sorting out any internet-related issues. Are you going to get an ASCAR 140 Apo? Ooh, probably not, mate, to be honest. It's not because I wouldn't like one. I would love one. I've been really impressed with those ASCAR Apos. Really ain't got anything bad to say about them. My friend recently just bought one himself, and he's been chuffed with the thing. He normally uses RASers like me, and yeah, he's been happy with it. He bought it specifically really to target an object he's been wanting to image for years, M16, and get a bit more punch in on it. And yeah, he's been happy. So anecdotal as that evidence may be, at least I know that one discerning astrophotographer out there enjoys his ASCAR 140, so probably pretty darn good. But yeah, I think we are toast now, guys, aren't we? We're entering dawn, and the sky is that. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to anyway to more live streams and stuff. I do have to get some data together for a upcoming video. Probably might stream it, might not, I don't know. Last thing I want to do is bore you guys with just sheer data capture streams, because that's like the boring part, I'd say, really, isn't it? EAA like this is a load of fun when we get to try, you know, a bunch of different targets out and see what they look like, get snippets. But I don't know. All depends on what your appetite is for the streams, guys. I mean, I don't want to stream too much and just be like, oh, Luke's live again. Do you know what I mean? Daniel Loads, this is still live, good sir. But we get to chat. We do, Ben, yeah. Certainly we get to chat. I get to be a bit more engaged with chat when we're just doing a normal imaging session, that's for sure. What cam is Pete's cam? Asks Stan. So Pete's cam is a Reolink CX410. Available on Amazon and a few other spots, I do believe, buddy. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, don't let the kind of semi-flaky nature of its view when inputted into OBS put you off, because it comes with its own software and it's never dropped out ever on that for me, and also you can view it wherever you like to. But yeah, it is what it is. That's just part of the nature of what a mess it is trying to plug things into OBS for purposes of a stream. Pete's cam gets lag, that kind of thing. Streams are always good to take part in. Some of us lead very boring / sheltered lives. Well, that's a very nice perspective to offer, Pete, I think. Like I say, the thing I worry about with them a little bit is just overstaying my welcome sort of thing, and the streams not being as enjoyable. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it all wrong. I probably am. You know what I mean? I am what I am. Just one guy, one set of opinions. Like I say, if you guys really enjoy them, even when it's just the plain old imaging streams, then yeah, it's no real harm for me to just go live. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah. Tariq, good to see you, Tariq. Didn't know live. Came late. People are watching, you're doing great. Yeah, true, Ben. If they were boring, people wouldn't watch. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, that does make sense, mate. Go Telescopius and image the brightest thing for 15 minutes. Yeah, could just work down the list of best objects, couldn't I? That'd be pretty good. You've stopped, Corinne. Is it cloudy for you too, mate, down in London, or is it just a case of sun's breaking? You don't find them boring? Oh, nice one, buddy. Yeah, I suppose, like, if you're doing, like Karina's as well, you're doing your own imaging session too. Like I said, I'm probably worrying about something, an issue that doesn't exist. That's probably it is. With live chat, yeah, the chat that keeps it fresh. Absolutely. You guys carry the stream on your backs with this. Yeah, I mean, if you just asked me to, like, just talk, narrate 2 solid hours, it would be seriously boring. But when you guys are chatting away with me, it's super easy because I can just riff back and forth, you know what I mean? Yeah, super. Anyway, I won't keep you on too long, chaps. It has been a pleasure, as always. People want to chat and hang while they do the same thing. Yeah. Should get a Discord group together so we can chat and stream data capture sessions to each other. Now that is some next level stuff, Wombat. You're from the future, dude. I'm just living in the past. Your mother just said she's enjoying watching too. Hello, Ben's mum. Very nice to join in. Too damn humble. Thank you. Yeah. What can I say? I absolutely love it. It's always fun spending my evenings with you guys, and it's far less boring for me when I'm doing it on a stream, as you say, chatting back and forth. Yeah. Hello, Cheap Astro. How's it going, buddy? Enjoy the community chat and see what others have got going on. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, awesome. Right then, guys, I do keep trailing this on and on. I'm sorry about that. Always game for data to play with and process. Yes, that could be good. I need to figure out a way to make some of my data more available, because I've no qualms at all about sharing anything I capture. I love the idea that other people get some use out of it rather than just me like some sort of data goblin sat on top of it all. It is what it is, you know what I mean? I'd rather people use it and enjoy it, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll figure that kind of thing out too. Anyway, I keep going on. I do need to go do a mega scratch of my nose. As soon as this goes off, I'm going to be like, 20 solid minutes. So follow along, image processing session. Live, we could do that, mate, yeah. We could all download the data and follow your lead. Ooh, that's a good suggestion. We could do that, couldn't we? You get me an idea there. Tim, I think, is it Tim from Due Control? Thank you for that. Yeah. Right then, guys. Yeah. Superb. I'm gonna call it at that. I just want to say, by the way, as well, and just saying it doesn't cover it, but crikey, guys, thank you so much for the support. It's been unbelievable. You know what I mean? I just nearly bent my microphone off while accentuating what I'm saying so much. It really, truly has. You guys are fantastic, and I can't thank you enough. Yeah, thank you. I'll catch you in the next stream, and I will, if I'm going to do something like a process along with data, I can give you loads of notice as well, so anybody who wants to join in can do so. Yeah. Nugsy. Oh yeah, it's off time for me, mate. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, spot on. Right, catch you in the next one, guys. Look after yourselves, as always. It's been an absolute pleasure. And close, guys, to you all. The best of luck. Get some sessions under your belts, eh?